What is Gucci? It's your boy Salvaje from the Salvaje Cartel, and what you guys are going to be seeing on screen is the most powerful endgame build in Fortnite Save the World. This build has massive singular target damage, massive damage overall, massive area of effect damage. Most importantly, it has mobility. Most importantly, it also has massive ability damage. Did I mention the Teddy? Yes, also the Teddy. Did I mention extra things that come out from your body to do even more extra damage? Oh wait, I forgot to mention, there's also gadgets in Save the World that will make this build do even more damage. What is this build, Salvaje? What is this secret build that you've been keeping secret? Well, look, I actually didn't come up with this build. I just want to say that. This build was made by my boy, Binge. He's been running it for the past couple of months, and he recently just told me about it. What the hell? I wanted to know about this thing way before. I could have made a video on it like so many months ago. Alright, it doesn't matter, right? But I just want to give a shout out to my boy Binge. I'll link his YouTube channel in the description so that you guys can check him out. And he also posts a couple of pics and stuff in the Save the World Reddit from time to time. So I'll link his Reddit account below as well so that you guys can check out his art and stuff like that. He told me that this build is really powerful, and the best part about this build is that you don't even need level 130 weapons, and that's why this is the most powerful build in Fortnite Save the World, guys, because as you guys are seeing in the background, I have a level 82 weapon and I am melting. I'm melting these husks. And the weapon, the crazy thing is, I'm melting the husk and I'm not even shooting lava out my weapon. Alright. Look, let's start talking about this build. Let's talk about the hero that we're going to be running, and let's talk about some of the strategies. I just want to point out, however, that there's one massive flaw with this build. It's the best build in the Save the World endgame, but it's the hardest build to use, because if you're using it in an offensive mission, as you guys are going to be seeing, you know, sometimes, from time to time, I am going to die, because this build, again, it's really hard to use. Alright, let's get right into it. What am I using? I'm using Willow. Alright, as you guys can see, there's a reason why we're using Willow. Alright, you guys know those shielder husks, by the way, those refrigerator husks? They're extremely annoying. Guess what? This build counters that too. This is the greatest build in Save the World. I'm so sorry. Alright, look. She's going to be increasing our ability damage based on the percentage of missing health that we have. We're going to be losing a lot of health because the weapons that we're going to be using are going to be subtracting health from us in the first place. And from time to time, we're also going to be losing health because if we're playing an offensive mission, which I'm going to tell you guys how to maximize this build on an offensive and defensive mission, by the way, we're going to have even more damage, okay? The point is, on top of all that, every time that we get an ability elimination, we have a 70% chance of spawning a Phantasm, which is basically a little thing that does 62 base energy damage. It's going to be disgusting. The Phantasm is going to be doing a lot of damage. The ability damage is going to be extremely huge, so husks are going to be dying extremely quickly. And that's not even the crazy part. We also have Seismic Smash to, of course, counter those refrigerator huskies at the close range and all that stuff. The team perk is going to be Happy Holidays. You do not need the Happy Holidays team perk. I do want to point that out. But getting the Teddy often, it's amazing. It's great. Okay? Let's talk about some of the heroes that you could run. My boy Binge told me that Jill Teacup is a really good hero to run with this build, but I don't have Jill Teacup. And the crazy thing is, if you don't have some of these heroes that I'm about to point out for the hero loadout, it's kind of irrelevant because the weapon damage that you're going to be getting from this build is disgusting, guys, as you guys are seeing in the gameplay in the background, of course. But I'm rocking Bear With Me, which, you know, Jingle Jess, she does that. Survivalist Jonesy is a must. You do need Survivalist Jonesy. If you want, maybe run some Coconuts too, instead of Survivalist Jonesy on the offensive modes, because, you know, I have observed that sometimes you do need that little bit of extra health that the Coconut is going to give. And the Coconut is going to give extra damage as well. And the Coconut is going to be regenerating you as well. So for the offensive modes, the Coconut is really helpful. But for the defensive, Survivalist Jonesy is going to be really Gucci, or the Birthday Jonesy. Fragment Flurry Jess, so that you can get charge fragments, so that you can, you know, constantly be spamming your Teddy ability. Look, to be honest, I don't even think Fragment Flurry is that necessary in the first place, because even at the high level missions like the Retrieve the Data, the AoE damage and the singular damage that this build, you know, dishes out, and, you know, the fact that you're gonna be getting like Teddy like pretty often because of Happy Holidays, you don't even need the fragments, to be honest, because as you guys know, fragments decreases cooldown by a little bit, and of course it decreases energy as well. But a hero that you absolutely do need with this build, alright, is this lady right here, Ventura Ramirez. You can get her by completing her special storyline in Canny Valley Storm Shield Defense 2. And of course, we also have Quinn, because I don't have Jill Teacup lady, so I have Trailblazer Quinn for the extra Teddy damage, okay? So, oh yeah, gadgets is going to be turret, and if you want, you could even run airstrike, honestly, because the adrenaline rush, it's completely unnecessary if, of course, you're doing the, what's the thing called, a defensive mission. The first thing that I want to talk about is how we're going to be playing with this build in an offensive mission. But before I do that, I need to give you guys the weapons that we're going to be using. Guys, this build does massive damage. And as you guys can see in the, in the bottom, I'm using a level 82 weapon. Alright, the weapon that we're going to be using is the Blackout Assault Rifle from the weapon set that reduces the black metal weapon set. I think that's what it's called. But this is the Blackout Assault Rifle. It's going to be fully legendary perked, obviously, so that we can maximize our damage. It's going to have 2 reload speed perks. The 2 reload speed perks, ideally, you want them both in legendary. My boy Bench also told me that it would be really good if you also have a hotkey to be constantly reloading your weapon. Like that you don't have to be pressing R over and over and over again, because it can make you miss your shots. And like I said, this is a really hard build to use. I found myself a lot of the times missing my shots because I had to be like constantly reloading. Guys, keep in mind, again, I'm using a level 82 weapon against level 130 plus husk, and I am melting them. Obviously because I have high offense, but think how faster I would be destroying smashers and stuff if this weapon was at power level 130. Alright, if it was at level 50. Smashers would basically be just gone into another dimension. Alright, anyways, we're gonna have 2 damage perks as well. And for the element, if you want, you can go with physical. Me personally, I would have gone with elemental, with the energy element. Like that, of course, I can do more damage to those elemental husks that we are going to be facing on the 100 plus level missions. And you also want the Midnight Stalker in the defensive modes. You want the Midnight Stalker, actually. As you guys can see, these are the perks that Vince is running for his Midnight Stalker. And it's a 106 Midnight Stalker that I was using against that mini boss, that Epic Chrome Husky, and I was still melting him so freaking quickly, dude. It's crazy. But we're gonna do reload damage and of course damage to miss monsters. You definitely want the reload on legendary. If you can get crit rating on legendary as well, that would be good, because we do have a 43% crit hit chance. But let's get straight into why this build is so effective, and then I'm going to give you guys some basic strategies. So the whole point of this build is to be using the Blackout ability, the ability that the Blackout has and the Midnight Stalker has. And when you shoot your first weapon, when you shoot your first bullet and then you reload it, the Blackout is going to be taking out some of your current health, and on the next enemy hit is going to be doing up to 132 base damage. It's going to be an explosion in a 0.75 tile radius. That's why this build, guys, sometimes in the Destroy the Encampment mission that you guys are seeing in the background, the explosion didn't even load up because it would just kill way too many husks and the game couldn't load the explosion. Like, crowds of husks just get deleted extremely quickly with this build. So yeah, the Blackout, you always want to be shooting it and then you want to be reloading it after your first shot. Like that, you're always getting that explosion that the Blackout Assault Rifle and the Midnight Stalker is always going to be giving out. Unfortunately, due to the current meta that we have in Fortnite Save the World, I do recommend that you have a fire or water element weapon. I'm using the double boiler shotgun because you can throw Chrome Huskies off the map with this thing. Or you don't even have to use a fire or water weapon to counter the Chrome Huskies, because this build is going to down Chrome Huskies immediately. Alright? For the offensive modes, as you guys are seeing in the background, it's going to come down to you spamming your Teddy every single chance that you have, and you using your phase shift very, very effectively to sort of stay alive, okay? You don't want to get overwhelmed by enemies because you are going to be very, very low on health. Another strategy that you do need to keep in mind if you're using this in an offensive mission for an offensive build, for an offensive attack, throw down your Teddy in front of you. I mentioned this on my 25 Outlander tips video. Make sure that you check that out. But if there's a blaster shooting at you, throw down your Teddy. Alright? And that's going to make it so that the blaster bullets are not going to be damaging you. The Teddy is really, really good for protection, guys. That's something that I don't really see a lot of Outlanders do. And yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes down to offensive missions. You want to make sure that you're always on the move. You want to make sure that if you're doing a Destroy the Encampment, and by the way, me and my boy Bench, we two-man this Destroy the Encampment. And of course, he's really good at, you know, melee constructing. He was doing a lot of work. I mean, but I was also destroying crowds of husks that were like after him, right? The point is, for offensive modes, you want to be on the move. Let's talk about defensive modes. You want to be in a position where you can always sort of throw the teddy to, you know, sort of go to the enemy spawn. Sometimes what I have found is that you can just go to the enemy spawn in a defensive mission, and the explosion that the Blackout causes is going to be doing so much damage, right, that you can literally camp at spawn and just use the face shift ability when you're about to get in danger, or just you know, just build around you when you are like surrounded by a lot of husk, or when there's like a blaster or anything like that. Even takers just go down extremely fast to this build, again, because it's all about constantly reloading the Blackout assault rifle and completely obliterating, you know, the group of husk or the high priority target that is coming at you, because not only is the bullet from the Blackout or the Midnight Stalker going to damage them, but the explosion is going to damage them as well, guys. And there you guys have it. This is honestly the best build, the best end game build in Fortnite Save the World. It is so good overall, right? But it comes with one massive price, and that massive price is it's extremely hard to play, and you need to make sure that you're on your toes, otherwise you're going to go down very frequently at the offensive type missions. But if you're doing a defensive type mission, there's no better build, guys. It's disgusting. Shout out to my boy Binge. Again, I didn't come up with this build. He has actually been using it for months. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to join the Salvaje Cartel. I'll be seeing you guys on the next one. Peace out.